Hi, my name is Nicole and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my first makeup tutorial. This is so exciting for me because makeup is something I love. I'm not very good at it, but I have been practicing. Sometimes I'll just come home from school and I'll just do something random, aka what I did today. I'm not professional, so some of the stuff that I do, you might not like that. You might not think it's the right way to do something. Do it the way you want to. I'm just showing you how I accomplished this look. If you want to see how I got this reddish golden look, stay tuned. To start off, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer as an eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to be blending that in. Next, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me powder on top of that concealer to set it, because I find that whenever I set my eyeshadow primer, it just helps the colors blend so much better. To get that sharp edge for my eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking tape and putting it where I would want the eyeshadow to end. If you're not into tape, you don't have to use tape. You can always clean it up with concealer in the end. When it comes to my transition color, I love to use my bronzer. My bronzer is the NYC bronzer, and I said bronzer like 18,000 times. Anyways, I'm going to be putting that in my crease and a little bit above my crease, because since we're doing a reddish golden look, I thought that the brown bronzer, another bronzer, would help complement that very nicely. Out of the 35O palette by Morphe, I'm going to be using this burgundy maroon color in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to be putting that on my outer corner and my crease and a little bit above, kind of where that transition color is. Right on top of that burgundy maroon shade, I'm going to be taking this very shiny reddish shade and putting it in the same spot, but I'm going to be focusing more of this onto the outer corner. Morphe has very pigmented eyeshadows, but personally I put more of the red shade onto the outer corner because I wanted it to pop like no other, because that was the main color of this look. So you can put on as much as you want or as little you want. It all just comes down to preference. Like I said, I wanted my outer corner to be as red as possible. I wanted it to shine bright like a diamond, so I took my finger and packed a little bit more of that into the outer corner. Then, using that same e.l.f. blending brush that I used earlier, I am just making sure that this is all blended, because I personally really like blended looks, but you could leave it however you want. Honestly, this comes down to preference. Just because this is my look doesn't mean you can't make it your own. Using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, I'm going to put that on the back of my hand and then onto a flat brush, and I'm going to put that on the inner 2/3 of my eyelid, just because I'm kind of cutting that crease a little bit. I don't know, I've never cut my crease before. This is my first time. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and yeah, this is a new experience for all of us. if you get a little bit of that concealer out of whack, don't worry, you can always use a Q-tip to clean up your mistakes. Going back to my e.l.f. blending brush, I'm going to be taking a little bit of that shiny red color and kind of blending it into my concealer because, like I said, I was really going for a blended look. Going back into that 35O palette, I'm going to be taking the top left white and yellow color onto my concealer because we don't want that concealer to go anywhere or crease or just do anything funky. Going back to that e.l.f. blending brush, once again, we're going to take that and blend the yellow-white color in with the red color. But don't add any more of the red color. I mean, you can, but that's not what I did. So just let you know what I did, yeah, you feel. Now it's time to unleash those sharp edges and take off that tape. After I unleashed my sharp edges, this is what the eyeshadow was looking like. The primer I use and the primer I've always used is the Master Prime by Maybelline. Can you tell that I like Maybelline? After I let that primer chill out for a little bit, I go in kind of heavy with my concealer since I don't wear foundation. I just kind of pack the concealer under my eye and anywhere I want to conceal, like pimples or like the little bit of darkness that I have on the corners of my mouth. Just basically put concealer wherever you feel like you need concealing. With my beauty blender, I'm just going to blend in all that concealer. I wish I could tell you where I got this beauty blender or what brand it was, but I really just got it on sale at TJ Maxx. So, yeah. To set that concealer so I don't look like a greasy squid, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me powder. I love this powder. It always sets my concealer so nicely. On that same e.l.f. powder brush, I use the lighter shade from the Wet n Wild contour palette to keep my under eye nice and bright. I love this shade. It always keeps my concealer so set and the finish is just so nice, and I don't think I'll ever use another under eye setting thing. Like, this is perfect. I love it. I just love it so much. On a more angled e.l.f. brush, I'm going to be taking that same NYC bronzer from earlier and bronzing up my jawline, my cheeks, and my forehead, and my nose, just because I want to make sure everything is bronzed, because since I use concealer only, it kind of Caspers me. With just a plain e.l.f. powder brush, I just make sure that my bronzer is nice and blended because I'm a very big fan of the blended look. On an e.l.f. powder brush, I will take the Ombre Blush by Wet n Wild and I will just pop that on my cheeks. I love this blush because it's light and I'm not really a fan of dark cheeks, but when I am, like, it's never ever happens. Like, I always use this blush. This is my go-to blush. Like, I will use it for everything. For highlight, because highlight is so important, I am going with Wisp by ColourPop. It is more of a golden highlight, so I'm using a kind of like a domed e.l.f. brush. You'll see what it looks like. I don't know what it's called and it didn't have the name on it, so I'm sorry, but I'm lightly packing that onto my face just because this highlight is almost too dark for me, but it is golden and that was what I was looking for. So it's all up to how you apply this. And also, this is kind of like a wet highlight, so I don't know. For me, it just works, and ColourPop highlights is something that I'm always going to be a fan of. ColourPop, hit me up. For my inner corner highlight, I am going to be taking that same highlighter by ColourPop, Wisp, and just popping it in there with a smaller e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. To make my inner corner a little bit more gold, I am taking this yellowish gold color from the 35F palette by IMovie over my ColourPop highlight. Since the ColourPop highlight is kind of wet, this eyeshadow just sticks to it and just it shines. It shines so bright. It's so pretty. On my lower lash line, I'm going to be taking a flat e.l.f. brush and those two red colors from the 35O palette and just blending that out nicely. I'm going to be taking my eyelash curler and curling up my stumpy little lashes to help prep them for this mascara I'm about to pop on there. I'm using the Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal for my top and bottom lashes. This works so amazing for bottom lashes. Something about it just helps those little lashes grow so big and long and beautiful. Over the Telescopic, I like to take my Lash Sensational because something about that on my top lashes mixed with the Telescopic just makes them look so much fuller and better. And I don't know, personally, I like this look. Some people don't like layering mascara or using two different mascaras, so you don't have to. Just go with the mascara that you're the most comfortable with. The lip liner I'm using is Poison by ColourPop, and I love the ColourPop lip liners because they're just so nice and they go on so smoothly, like I cannot describe it. Once that lip liner, I am taking the metallic lipstick by ColourPop called Mugshot. I love this color so much and I never really get a chance to use it, so I definitely wanted to base a look on this beautiful underrated color. In the center of my lips, I am taking that yellow gold color from the 35F palette and just kind of dotting that in there with my finger. I think this looks really cool. Using this black eyeliner, I am tightlining my upper lash line and putting a little bit onto my bottom waterline. I just thought that I needed a little bit something more for the eyes to match the beautiful bold lip. To finish it all off, get it? Finishing spray. I'm taking my NYX matte finishing spray and just spritzing that all over my face. This is the final look. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!